Are you looking for that extra jig in your step, a jump to your slide? Well, that's actually what you should be doing. Gather round for a quick breakdown on some of the more advanced mobility tactics you should be implementing to give yourself a slight edge on the enemy in Apex Legends.
Hey there TF Legends, my name is Jaredude here with Apex Legends to break down some of the ways you can move around with a little more freedom, so to say. For Titanfall series veterans, the movement system of Apex is limiting, although some of those key elements to advanced movement in those games translate over here. However, without elements such as double jump, wall running, and slide hopping, it ends up being a good bit different, but a little comparable. Also, we will briefly discuss Pathfinder's Grapple and how to move around with slingshotting most effectively with it. I'll say I'm not the most technical nor numbers-oriented guy, but I think I can convey what to do in a condensed sense. Holstering your weapon, first off, allows you to run faster than if you are to run with a weapon. Now, of course, in matches, this can be a very dangerous game, as you could get shot and you'll have to take that extra second to pull your weapons back up, but if you do want to just straight up run as fast as you can, put your weapons down, holster, by holding the switch weapons button or key. Sliding is a key focus of helping you move slightly faster than the enemies. While running, press the crouch button to slide. Then jump up. You'll have to run for a moment to then slide again, as there is a slight delay of sorts on the slide, meaning you cannot spam this technique without a second of running. Hills are your friend in this game. Going down a decline dramatically increases your speed. While sliding, jump over obstacles, or if down a large hill, keep jumping to the sharpest decline. Unlike while running, there is not a delay between the slide and the jump while going down these hills. While on the topic of sliding, a small tip I don't see many people implement, likely due to not knowing it's possible, you are able to use health items while sliding down. The mantling in this game is not simply grabbing onto a ledge to hoist yourself atop. If you hold forward against a wall, you are given an extra bit of height you can climb. So, if you think some places look out of reach, well, maybe not. Pairing this with the various crates and other objects that can be found along some walls, you can climb onto these to help you get up some tall locations. Even opening a door to climb on top can give you aid to get to an advantageous position. After all that climbing, you are bound to sometimes find yourself high up. Luckily for us, there is no fall damage in the game, so you can safely jump from any height and be totally safe upon landing. However, there is a slight stun effect upon jumping from high heights. To negate that effect that lasts about a second, simply melee right before you land. You will absolutely be able to run as soon as you connect with the ground, instead of being stuck there for a second or so. Pathfinder's Grapple allows players to reach positions other legends cannot. Sometimes Pathfinder's ultimate, the zipline, cannot be placed to some of these locations. It just doesn't work. But perhaps nearby. Pairing the two to reach these places is a big advantage unto itself. Most players I see, though, use the grapple in a straightforward, stiff, dead, rigid manner. I do this occasionally if there's a ledge I'm trying to get to that is just out of reach for mantling, but where the grapple really shines is its flexibility and ability to slingshot. The grapple simply takes you in a direction. You can look around slightly while mid-flight. Jumping, then aiming the grapple at the ground to give yourself a little vertical boost is something you can do. I don't personally make use of this too much as I prefer to travel greater distances, but there are situations where you're trying to get yourself a cover and need to move over a small distance. You may need to jump over those obstacles. This can help. On the topic of verticality, when trying to climb a tall building, aim the grapple as high as you can to ensure a far traveled distance. Now, for the truly fast and far travel. The key elements in order to use the grapple to move far and fast include distance, jump timing, looking, strafing, and angle of landing. The further you are from where the grapple connects, the further you will travel, as well as the faster. As soon as the grapple connects with the wall, mountain, object, whatever it may be, jump to help gain some slight distance and speed. Also look to the opposite side of where you're aiming. In addition, strafe, meaning move your stick/A or D key away from where you've connected the grapple, so you're both looking and strafing in the same direction, opposite to where your grapple has connected with the wall. This is done right as you jump. Then, when preparing for landing, look to where you're aiming, but try to avoid strafing mid-flight, just let go of A or D or the stick mid-flight as it can mess up the landing. Finally, for landing, to get a small explosion of speed, you'll need to also avoid inclines as it will put the brakes on your movement overall. Same with landing in water. Landing on flat ground keeps speed. Landing on a decline is of course ideal. Now for timing all of this correctly, mainly the whole jump and look to the side as well as strafe, you will notice a flash of light once the grapple hits the wall. You also will hear the audio cue. It's really just about feeling out the timing. You'll get the hang of it fairly fast. It took me a few tries. One additional note is that jumping is not always necessary. A lot of the times, if I don't want to mess up my landing, don't want to risk anything, I'm just trying to escape, I won't jump. It does help though a bit, but it's not entirely necessary. To get the speed boost upon landing, you need to ensure your grapple placement is ideally lower to the ground. If you go too high, you will land hard, eliminating that speed boost, and it also will stun you slightly. It's important to note that your grapple will disconnect upon flying higher than the grapple point, 90 degrees, if you're not looking at the grapple. If you are keeping the grapple centered, you continue to stay connected. If you're trying for maximum speed and distance though, this is not recommended. This is just something to know. That's really it. Once again, perhaps not the most detailed of explanations, but honestly, further explanation in my opinion is not that necessary. Just go out and play with these techniques. It's all about practice. Once you actually give them a try, they should all make sense very quickly. Thank you all for watching. My name is Jaredude. Remember, we are all legends.